All right, so in our last video, we looked at some fun overlapping of that voiceover track. Again, you don't have to do that. I just thought it was important to show that in case you are having to squeeze time out of your commercial, so to speak. If you're having to take a longer voiceover and try to fit it in to a 30-second or a 60-second or a 15-second period of time. So today we're going to kind of look at this same multi-track session. We're going to look at this same idea. And I'm going to show you some cool things that you can do to add some neat effects by layering your voiceover. Okay. Now, to be fair, let's go to Audition. I'll show you this. So if you go to the waveform stuff, if you go back to the waveform view, and we're looking at our voiceover right here.
Special appearance days or register all summer long.
Okay. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of ways that you can achieve these effects, and you can do it from the waveform itself. If you go up to Effects, and you can look at stuff like delays and echoes. So let's just click on analog delay and see what that does. And there's all these presets on Adobe Audition, which can be pretty helpful. They can also be pretty terrible, but it can at least give you maybe a starting point. I don't know, what does this sound like? Yeah, that sounds horrible. Anyway, there's a lot of ways you can achieve that, or you can go to Effects and you can look at, where is it, like phasers and stuff like that. I think it's somewhere in here. I don't know. Anyway, apparently I can't find that, but there's like phasers and flangers and anyway, all sorts of stuff you can do. But let's go to the multi-track session again. I don't want to overwhelm you with that. Plus, the cool thing about doing this within the multi-track session is you can always easily get rid of it. That's what I like about it. So what we're going to do is on this 20K cash giveaway, let's listen to this again and see what some of the ideas we can come up with here.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree and giving you the chance to win $20,000.
All right, so we still need to adjust some of those elements up front and do some stuff with that. But anyway, what we can do here is we can layer this vocal and then offset it a little bit to create kind of a cool phaser effect with it. We can also look at doing the same thing, offsetting it even more to create some delays. So let's go up here to multi-track, and let's click on tracks, and let's add a mono audio track. Okay, so there it is right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this thing. You get your little hand here. You might have to play around to get the exact right position. But I'm going to grab this little hand, and I'm actually going to drop this down below. So here's my new blank audio track, and it's below my voiceover, my overlap voiceover. If you remember from the last video, I showed you how to do this, how to overlap this and split it so that you can save time, or you can add kind of a cool energy to it, so it sounds kind of like this with these things overlap.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree and giving you the chance to win $20,000 cash. Van Weiler Chevrolet North.
There you go. So we did that last time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to our file view, and this 20K voiceover, 20K VO is what I labeled it. That's my voiceover. I'm going to drag this out to that new track. Okay? Let's unsolo these. By the way, the S on these stands for solo. If you just want to listen to one part of it, you can solo out a track. You can also mute something if you want to get rid of it, okay? If you don't want to hear it. All right, so let's look at these. Let's solo these, okay? So let's solo our top voiceover, our second voiceover track, which is the same one, just what we've split. And let's solo the new file that we've basically dragged out a copy of our voiceover file, okay? And we'll start these right here. We'll sync them up together at the beginning.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree.
So I feel like on that part with like trimming the money tree, I feel like that part we might add like a cool offset effect to create kind of a phaser. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this right here at this cursor point. I'm going to go Command K. I'm going to split that off because I don't want it to continue throughout the whole thing. And then I'm going to grab this little tool, this little trim tool, and just pull that back for now. We'll just see how that... All right, and so let's go to this first part. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and you see where these two waveforms meet up. Right now, this is basically identical, right? But if you grab this one and drag it just a little bit, you can create this kind of an effect with it.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree.
And so you can kind of hear how that's creating that effect, you know, just slightly offset like that. Okay, and I like that. So let's keep that there.
The money tree and giving you the.
And then I like it going back to this part, just and giving you the chance. I like that being just by itself.
The chance to win $20,000 cash.
Although that $20,000, I tell you what we're going to do. Let's make that $20,000 stand out. So again, let's go to that. And now, because I've overlapped these parts, this actually might work out without me having to move it. But let's pretend I didn't.
$1,000 cash.
All right, so that's even a little closer together, so it kind of creates, different effect like that.
$1,000 cash.
It almost has that. I don't know if that's a phaser or a flange. I actually don't know the difference between the two, but anyway, trust your ears. That's my excuse for everything. Just trust your ears.
$20,000 cash.
All right, we need a little more of that. So we got to get that beginning 20 right there. So let's make sure we get that in there.
$20,000 cash.
But what I think I like right here is I think I'd like to do a delay. Let's delay that. So we're just going to offset it quite a bit.
$20,000 cash.
That's a little too much. Let's bring it back a little bit.
$20,000 cash.
Yeah, I kind of like that right there. So let's do that. And that's more of a delay type of thing that we're doing. All right, so we're going to go Control K or Command K. We're going to split that right there. And we're going to pull back what we just split because I want the next part to be a little bit different. So here's what we got so far.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree and giving you the chance to win $20,000 cash. Manweiler Chevrolet, Northview Nursery and Landscape, and Outer...
Okay, I like that so far. I don't want anything doubled right here.
And Outer Limits Liquor presents the 20...
All right, and so right there, that $20,000 K giveaway, we want that to be big and bold and stand out a little bit more. Okay, so let's scroll on over here and let's see what it sounds like. We'll just do some different offsets and see what happens.
Presents the 20K Summer Payday.
I like that. Just a very slight offset delay right there.
Presents the 20K Summer Payday. We're writing the...
Okay, and then we're writing the check. We want that to be by itself, so that's fine. We're cool on that.
The check September 21st. Visit GreatBenPost.com for all...
We don't need that. Now we're getting a little crazy here.
.com for all the details. Qualify during special appearance days. All the details.
I don't think we really need anything going on with the qualify.
During special appearance days, or register all summer long at one of these participating businesses.
All right, and I think we just get rid of the rest of that, okay? So we just basically did three different things, basically copied the voiceover 3 different times, here, here, and here, and we offset them differently to create different effects. And so that's kind of the idea. That's kind of a fun way that you can work in multi-track with the existing waveform, just to create those and make them pop a little bit more. Now, I will say this, don't do this on every single commercial, right? I mean, if it calls for it, if it's an exciting thing like this big promotion thing, this big, maybe that's a good spot for it. But if I'm doing an ad for a funeral home, probably not going to be doing this. Okay, so that's just some ideas that you can kind of go with. So again, let's listen through.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree and giving you the chance to win $20,000 cash. Manweiler Chevrolet, Northview Nursery and Landscape, and Outer Limits Liquor presents the 20K Summer Payday. We're writing the check September 21st.
So another thing I want to show you real quick. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with what we did with multitrack, but this part right here.
Payday. We're writing the check September 21st.
We're writing the check September 21st. All right. It's kind of an interesting part of the spot right there. And here's something that you can do, and I hear this done a lot with like promotional stuff, where they'll basically boost the mid range, get rid of the lower range and the higher range, and it creates kind of this telephone type of effect. Okay, and let's go into that. So we're gonna go to the waveform. Okay,
we're writing the check September 21st.
That's our little thing right there. So let's highlight. Let's highlight. We're writing the check September 21st. Let's highlight that.
We're writing the check September 21st.
Because I only want this to be done on that part. And we're going to go up here to effects. I don't want the whole waveform affected by this, just this part right here. And we're going to go to filter and EQ. And let's do the 10-band graphic equalizer. Okay? 10 bands is just going to give you these options right here to either boost or to take away. Obviously, if you get into 20 bands and 30 bands, you're getting to smaller bands that you can affect. But I want a big effect on this. I want to affect this a whole bunch. So what we're going to do here to create that telephone type of effect is we're going to get rid of all this stuff. So 63 hertz, pretty low on the frequency range. Get rid of that. 125, I'm going to pull that all the way down. 250, and then 500, not all the way, but kind of down there. I'm going to leave 1K and 2K. I might even boost 2K a little bit. I'm going to pull down my 8K a little bit and the 4K just a little bit. So it kind of looks like this. Basically, the idea is we're getting rid of all this stuff. This is kind of where we're boosting up, okay? And then coming back down. And this is what it sounds like.
Visit GreatBenPost.com.
Whoop. That's not what it sounds like. Here, let's go ahead and apply this. We can always undo it. Let's apply it here. And we'll take a listen now to this part.
We're writing the check September 21st.
See, it has that kind of telephone, like you're listening through a telephone. And this can be a really cool thing on your multitrack to kind of break up that audio.
20K summer payday. We're writing the check September 21st. Visit.
Okay, I kind of like how that sounds. All right, so let's unsolo all these. Let's go back here, and let's listen to it. Come on, get on back there. Okay, apparently I have to do this. All right, let's listen to it from the beginning. We can kind of start to get an idea of what the effects that we just put in there, what how they affected the feel of the spot in totality.
Eagle Radio and Whole Broadcasting are trimming the money tree and giving you the chance to win $20,000 cash. Namweiler Chevrolet, Northview Nursery and Landscape, and Outer Limits Liquor present the 20K Summer Payday. We're writing the check September 21st. Visit GreatBenPost.com for all the details. Qualify during special appearance days or register all summer long at one of these participating businesses.
Okay. So the only thing in here that, and I am clipping out a little bit. You notice that, this little red spot right here. I'm clipping out a little bit. I'm okay with that right now. But here's one thing I noticed is that we're writing the check September 21st. Kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. So I'm going to go down here to the actual element here of the track. And that's the I'm going to grab this volume line right here. Be careful because there's like a pan line. I think the pan line's somewhere up here. Anyway, there's a pan line somewhere. So just make sure you have the volume selected. And I'm going to boost that up by about 3 dB, just because I thought that kind of got buried a little bit.
Payday. We're writing the check September 21st. Visit Great.
Yeah, so right about there is kind of where we want to stay there for now. So anyway, that's we have a little more work to do here, which again, mostly it's just moving elements to make it sound a little bit better. But that's kind of the idea with the multi-track. So in the next video, and then the last video, the next one's going to be the last one, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so we have this multi-track session done. Let's say we've gotten to the point where we're happy with it, and we're going, yeah, that's the final spot right there. So the last step is to export that and to prepare that to be able to either put on the air, put into the on-air system, or if you're just a client or someone doing this, to be able to finish it off basically, so that you can send it on. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit and some of the things you might want to watch for. All right, so for now, go play with Adobe Audition or whatever recording software you're using. Mess around with some of this stuff. And again, I know I default to this a lot, but use your ears. Your ears are going to be your greatest guide. These meters and these volume levels, they're all great to give you an idea of where you're at and maybe where you don't want to be. But your ears are going to be your best friend and your ally and all this stuff. So just because something clips up here when you do the telephone effect doesn't necessarily mean that it's the wrong thing to do. It's just kind of a warning. So until next time, somebody's calling me. So until next time, go practice. I got to answer the phone.